Welcome back. We'll be taking the punch now. Major headline. 35,000 cops arrive Edo as joint forces begin patrol. Military NSCDC, EFCC personnel back up police team. INEC tracks ballot box movements. 20 governors borrow fresh 446 billion naira as revenues tumble. 3 marketers to import 141 million litres of petrol. How federal government earned 1.29 billion from telecom licenses. That's $29 billion. Police parade 2,740 suspected kidnappers, others with 4,087 ammunition rounds. PDP shifts neck, meeting over state's Congress crisis. 3 Oyo students remanded for allegedly causing colleague's death. Federal government alerts 11 states as Cameroon plans to Alagbado Dam release.
I have the picture story. So the Nigerian police force on Tuesday said the police men deployed across the country had arrested over 2,398 suspects in the recent months. They gave a breakdown. They said 259 were arrested for armed robbery, 186 suspected kidnappers. We have here 271 murder, homicide suspects, 71 suspects for unlawful possession of firearms, 199 suspects for sexual-related offenses, of 143 suspects arrested for cultism, and so on and so forth. A total number of firearms recovered stands at 185, with a total number of over 4,000 ammunition of various caliber recovered, 111 vehicles, and 129 kidnapped victims. Many times we ask, what's the police doing? So sometimes, we take it in the papers where they give us like a breakdown of what they've done in a period under review. So well done. I mean, when you look at it holistically that way, so well done. But they also are reporting that a particular Abuja-based DJ, Raymond Teva, has been arrested by intelligence response team for allegedly purchasing expensive drinks and other goods using fake alerts. So once he does that, he now gives the goods to intermediaries to sell it for him.
And then he recovers the money.
Yes, but unfortunately for him, our intelligent police caught him. Yeah.
Amazing. Which other stories do you have?
Okay, so still talking about the police. At least let's celebrate them finish. A 36-year-old man who was, this one is based on the efforts of police as well as citizenry involvement. So this 36-year-old man, Aminu Shanaki, on Tuesday was arraigned in court for allegedly abducting a child. And the defendant, he was found to have taken this child. The child, they didn't mention the child's age, it was just on the 7th of September, so this is pretty fast. And they were able to find that it was not police that found him. They said people around saw him with a child and apprehended him and questioned him and reported him to the police. And the police found out that he was with a child belonging to Mrs. Kausarat Olaigbe, and he's been taken to court. He pled not guilty. They've given him bail. But I'm just happy that it was within a short time. All this has happened within September, and that means we're shortening the curve between when the process starts and when justice is being served.
That's good. Okay, so I have the 3 marketers to import 141 million litres. They said 3 major oil marketers are expecting vessels of imported premium motor spirits, that's petrol, this week. They said dealers said about 141 million litres of PMS are being conveyed to Nigeria by the vessels following the full deregulation of the downstream oil sector by the federal government. They said the marketer who spoke to our correspondent in confidence due to lack of authorization said on the matter, stated that each vessel will bring in about 35,000 metric tons of PMS. This means that 3 dealers are expecting about 105,000 metric tons of PMS this week. And, they said this came as the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority declared that all imported PMS will be subjected to at least 3 major tests by the agency before being allowed to sail across the country. And we also know that NNPC got petrol from Dangote, and they plan to sell at 1,000 naira per litre in the far north. And then they said it's going to be as high as 1,019 naira in Borno State, and 999 in Abuja, Sokoto, Kano, and others.
I still don't understand why we are importing. Dangote said they can satisfy Nigeria's need? Is it because of the price?
Let's see how it goes. So the oil, rivers, and other areas in the south, 960 per liter. And then they said it's only Lagos that is cheap, is getting the cheapest rate. It's going for 950.
We close past borders.
Yes,
Yeah.
950 naira.
It's our neighbor.
But I'm very sure some filling stations will sell at 1,000. At least that's the aim. I think.
Let's move on now to the Daily Sun.
We
don't have time. Yep. Major headline: PDP Bala Mohammed dares Wike, tells FCT minister, I have enough water to quench your fire. Hey. Enugu government Jelfa Group signed 40 billion naira deal to revitalize moribund Sunrise Mills. Hardship in Nigeria getting out of control, Abdul Salami tells federal government. Flood threats, NDDC builds multi-purpose emergency shelters. Nigeria unveils reforms to enhance energy security, attract investment. Clark Hill's Dangote refinery calls for continued government support. Ex-Sokoto Governor Bafarawa donates 1 billion naira to states. What stories do we have in Daily Sun? Okay, let me quickly take the NDDC. The Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Samuel Oboku, said the commission is building 6 multi-purpose emergency shelters in Bayelsa, Delta, and River states for the internally displaced persons in the event of the flood in the Niger Delta region. So Ogboku spoke during a press conference at the NDDC headquarters in Port Harcourt yesterday, and he said the commission was taking proactive steps to ameliorate the impact of the perennial flood in the region. The Chief Executive Officer also observed the project was conceived as a response to the frequent flooding and challenges faced by the Niger Delta region. He said the facilities at the emergency center would include essential amenities such as school, hospital, cafeteria, police post, recreation center, which will provide comprehensive support for the communities in time of distress. And he went ahead to explain that we have 6 of these facilities currently under construction in Otuboti, OD in Bayelsa State. The ones in Delta State are going to be built in Patani, or they are building already in Patani and Ozoro, another 2 in Rivers State. And they are assuring the commission that they are going to intensify efforts to help communities, especially in these flood-prone areas, to see how they can have a semblance of their life even with the flood ravaging the area. So I think it's a good one. It's just that we need continuity. It's not just to start now. Once the rain stops, everybody will run away. Yeah. We need continuity. We need sustainability. We need to. There are certain things that we need. Consistency. Thank you. That's the last word I was looking for.
Okay. So I have the story of Abdul Salam. That's the former president to address. He said federal government should address the Nigerians' economic hardship. He said he expressed concern over Nigeria's worsening economic situation, calling on the federal government to take immediate action. He noted that the hardship is getting out of control, with many struggling to afford basic necessities. The issue of transportation, fuel hikes, school fees, and lack of funds is making life difficult for everyone. And then he said he advocated for a collaborative effort between federal, state, and local government to alleviate the economic hardship. He now suggested that they should flood communities with food and sell it at lower prices. And I'm like, please, enough of shinkafa, enough of rice. They should flood the place with other corn. There's maize, there's guinea corn, and all other stuff.
We need something to cook the rice.
Exactly, and they just need to reduce the cost of transportation.
Yeah. Okay, so I took mine last because my story is not on the front page. Okay. I went to take my story and I saw an even more important story in my opinion. So the federal government advocates sign language as second national official language. Advocating, did not say they've signed anything yet. So the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Tonko Sonunu, has suggested that the Nigerian Sign Language be adopted as the second national official language outside English. This suggestion was made at the JAM event. That's the Africa Regional Conference on Equal Opportunity of Access to Higher Education in Nigeria. He's saying that this move will signal a major demonstration of empathy for a large number of Nigerians with hearing impairment, and that then he also said that he's unhappy with the challenges that people living with disabilities are facing, especially when it comes to access to education and economic opportunities. And this is in spite of all the efforts that have been made in that area, for learning and for employment. But I took this story because I believe strongly that he is right. Yeah. That if all of us decide to take that as a second language, it will make us more understanding of some of the struggles that people living with disabilities, especially those with hearing impairments, are living with. And
It's to give us a sort of empathy.
Yes,
sometimes we don't understand what they're going through.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't.
Beyond, it also make you look cool.
Yeah, you know?
I like that. I would love to learn,
I like
honestly.
that.
Please.
Do your forehead like this. I like that. I like that, yes. I like that. All right, let's move on to likely our last paper for today, the Nigerian Tribune. PDP BOT meets Wike behind closed doors. That's major headline. You can't set Bauchi on fire. Government dares FCT minister. Only God knows what they're fighting about. 8 killed, 2,800 injured as Hezbollah fighters' pages explode in alleged Israeli attack. Let me find stories that we have here. Flooding, 250 persons at risk of being displaced in Kogi, government warns. End banditry killings now, no room for excuses, Danjuma tells service chiefs. It's illegal for NNPCL to fix price of Dangote petrol. FG to unbundle 115 Unity colleges. Okay, so what stories do we have in the Tribune?
Yeah, I'm taking the Oyo State story. So the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, has he said he'll be flagging it off today. He's flagging off the project to upgrade the Ibadan airport, Alakia, to an international airport. It was released by the media, his media advisor, that's Sulaiman Olanrewaju. Said in a statement. He said that it's not just trying to compete with other people. It was a well thought of process, and that they're not just trying to do it because some other governors are doing something similar, that for them this would improve the economical standing of the state, that's Oyo State, and that it is following up on some of the upgrade they've already done. Currently, they have already installed a storage facility for about 500,000 litres of aviation fuel to be stored on ground, and they now want to upgrade the facility and increase the number of airlines that can come. But I know that the distance between that airport to Lagos Airport is less than 2 hours. You can actually make that journey and the road is good. But if it makes economical sense to spend money on international airports in Ibadan, then the people would...
If it's going to bring in more money.
How about the traffic that happens and things like that? I think the more the better, as long as it's making economic sense.
Yeah, as long as it makes economic sense.
Yeah. Thank you.